All right, this is Dave Daly with Government Reviews TV. We have with us here current Mayor Keith Mays. He's running for the future term for our mayorship here in Sherwood. And Keith, why are you excited to be our mayor going forward?
This is such a wonderful community. We have so much good things going on that I want to continue to get the projects that are in the works completed, help keep Sherwood to be a great town to live, work, raise our families, be a safe community, a destination community, and I just love it.
You know, one thing I've served with Keith as a board member of our Sherwood YMCA for 7 years, and he runs our mayorship. It's amazing on all the different organizations he serves on and looks regionally out for Sherwood. And Keith, share with our audiences how this regional connectivity, he's a trustee for the YMCA, Columbia-Willamette. This is the entire Portland Metro YMCA, but these kind of collaborations that you work on outside of Sherwood, how do they help us here?
In many fronts. Certainly to help get dollars into our community for projects that we couldn't afford on our own, or we don't want to tax ourselves to do on our own. That is the real easy icing on the cake. We have over $50 million in transportation projects coming to us that we've secured since 2010. We're going to improve Twalton Sherwood Road. We're going to double our trails in our community, help be that just another draw for people to want to come to our community. Other roads we're going to get built. Working in the region, we were able to help keep Sherwood, this great small town we have it, and not force us to grow exponentially again. But by being involved with what's called the Metro Reserves process, more growth will happen in other cities in Washington County, not just Sherwood, so it'll spread it out. That's good for us. Keep us small. The other regional activity is to help kind of keep Metro in check. If you're involved with Metro, you hold Metro a little bit accountable as best we can. By being involved, Sherwood has the lowest housing density requirements of any city in the Metro region, and that's because of our involvement, proactively working with Metro and pushing back a little bit and saying that's not right for Sherwood. We're different than Tigard. We're different than Beaverton. We're different than Portland. And so being involved helps us in multiple fronts. Being involved with the regional mayors group that we formed a year ago, we're able to push back and stop a bill in the legislature that would have given more taxing authority to Metro. Metro has plenty of taxing authority, yeah. So we're able to stop that and say, you know, if we want to do projects in our community, we'll choose to see if we want to tax ourselves to benefit us. We export enough money outside of our community. Let's keep as much as we can here.
Yeah, and you know, comparatively, it's sometimes difficult to compare Sherwood to Tualatin or Newburgh, but the schools have a system where they allocate $6,500 per student. And in your impression of Sherwood, where would we rate between our regional area, Newburgh or Tualatin or Beaverton? If we took our total budget, divided it by our citizenships, do you think it's a little more expensive to live in Sherwood, or are we about what everywhere else is?
It's close. We have a higher debt on our backs with school construction, and that's unfortunate. But we are very pro students, pro schools, and so that's something we've agreed to do. Other metrics, it's fairly similar. We have the sewer stormwater rates are the same in all over Washington County. We do have a higher water rate than some of our neighbors, but that's all changing. We've done our requirement to get a new system. Our neighboring communities, they're all now going down that road. Tigard, they're spending more per capita than we did on their project, 25% more than Sherwood. Hillsborough, their project that they have to get completed by 2025, that project, today's dollar costs, the cheap one, is twice the cost per capita than Sherwood. If they do the most expensive, it's 4 times the cost per capita. So the cost of water is going up all over our region. We've done our bit. We weren't happy about it, but our costs are plateauing, fortunately. And Sherwood has always been a challenge transportation-wise. We're a housing, residential community primarily, and most of us commute to jobs. I commute to Beaverton to my company. And so we have more of a commute in general than other folks, and so that's an added burden but we choose to do it to have the quality of life, have the small town feel. We're very much an island. We're surrounded by two and a half sides by the river, the refuge, farmland, and one high school, a small town. It's special, and it's an oddball in the Portland metro region, which is why we love it, why we live here.
Yeah.
And we want to keep it that way.
And you were acknowledged this year as mayor, or as Citizen of the Year by our Chamber of Commerce.
Yep.
And in closing here, these races don't happen just by yourself. And I just like to give you the opportunity to acknowledge some people who've helped you along the way, that you could say, hey, thank you for just building me up or supporting. I know your mom's here tonight, but what would you like to say to all these great folks who've helped you out?
Certainly my family and my extended family. They've been a great support, and they of course inspired me to be a volunteer. Like so many volunteers we have in town, Sherwood couldn't do what we do without all of the volunteers that we do. In our school district, we have the lowest we're in the bottom 5 in the state when it comes to per capita, per student funding because of our demographics and our. Wow. When campaign season rolls around, thanks to my fellow members of City Council, they're so awesome and supportive. Members of our business community, far and wide, all my friends in town that I'm involved with in other organizations in our community, they step up, they help out, and it's just fantastic. It's really rewarding to see that happen.
Well, on behalf of myself
I'm blessed.
Well, on behalf of myself and the entire Sherwood community, thank you, Keith, for all you've done these last 8 years. I don't know, it's not like he checks out at 5 o'clock and he's done in his day. It's really remarkable how much and around you are visibly. So anyway, November 6th is the day that we all get to vote. But again, Keith, thank you for sharing this time with us. And please share this video on Facebook. And should one of our audience members have a question for you in closing, how do they reach you?
They can go to my website, keithmays.com. There's a contact link there. You can call me at home, number 503-625-1809. Send me an email, call me at home. I'll get back to you.
Excellent. Thank you, Keith.
Go to my Facebook page.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.